The word pixel comes from the words picture element, and today's video is all about the history of the pixel. It begins all the way back in 1839, when the first practical, commercially available process of photography was introduced. It was called the daguerreotype, and it involves all of this stuff. But photography only continued to improve from there, and soon the daguerreotype was obsolete. Photography was pretty much black and white until the first permanent color photograph was taken in 1861 by a man named James Clerk Maxwell. What he did was capture 3 black and white images, each through a different filter, red, blue, and green. By projecting each of these images back through their respective colored filters and onto a screen, the final colored image was able to be reconstructed. And here it is. It's a tartan ribbon. Tartan is also what spellcheck always tries to change my name to. Anyway, this process of capturing just the primary colors of red, green, and blue light works so well that we still use it to this day. Because red, green, and blue are primary additive colors, you can mix them together in different proportions to achieve any color you like. Continuing along the timeline, in 1926, a man named John Logie Baird demonstrated the first televised moving images using a mechanical television set that used a rapidly rotating Nipkow scanning disc. It was grayscale and limited to 12.5 frames a second and just 30 lines of resolution, but it was very impressive for the time. Notice how we're measuring the resolution in lines, not pixels. Pixels hadn't been invented yet, but we're getting closer. Later in 1927, Philo T. Farnsworth demonstrated the completely electronic cathode ray tube television set. The CRT was definitely superior to the mechanical television sets, especially since it had no moving parts. Here's how it works. You've got a sealed glass tube with a vacuum inside. At one end, you've got an electron gun, which is exactly what it sounds like. This gun shoots out a varied stream of electrons, which are then steered by the magnets such that they land upon the phosphor-covered screen at the other end of the tube, forming a picture. And it's done so quickly that you can't even see it happening. Color television was first introduced in the 1950s, and they worked in a very similar way. Instead of just one electron gun, now you had 3, one for each of the primary colors of red, green, and blue. The beams would hit an array of colored phosphors called triads. These triads are still not quite pixels. The color TV standard at the time was 512 distinct horizontal lines. It wasn't until the digital age that those video lines were further sliced into rectangles, which made digital representation of an image possible, and thus the pixel was finally born. Today, pixels come in a variety of shapes and sizes on a variety of screens, like plasma, OLED, and LCD displays, which have rendered CRTs mostly obsolete. Pixels have continued to get smaller and smaller with better frame rates and better color depth. We've already made videos about all these topics, which you can check out right over here. If you want to watch even more high-quality educational content, then good news. Today's video sponsor is lynda.com. Lynda offers high-quality, totally comprehensive video tutorials on a wide variety of subjects, like photography, video production, programming, animation, 3D. It's a long list. They have thousands of video courses with instructors who are industry experts. Lynda.com has been my go-to source for learning difficult software for the past 6 years. Lynda.com videos can be watched on your computer, tablet, or mobile device. Access to all of their tutorials starts at $25 a month, but for you guys, if you go to lynda.com/techquickie, you can get a free 7-day trial, and you can see for yourself exactly what they have to offer. Thanks for watching this episode of Fast as Possible. Give us a like or a dislike, share, subscribe, leave a comment, do all that YouTube stuff, and we'll see you next time.